Here's how to make 10K per month in the next 30 days selling AI to local businesses and local contractors. So, who am I? Before I get on to the type of pillars that we need in order to actually hit 10K per month in the next 30 days, I'll tell you a little bit more about myself. So, I'm an introverted software engineer turned entrepreneur. I knew nothing about sales and marketing 2 years ago, and I scaled Aquascale Agency, which is a Facebook ads agency on top of an AI CRM, to multi six figures, and I'm currently still running it. I've helped buddies do the same, and right now I started a SaaS company called Lead Oracle AI, and right now we're scaling it to $1 million plus per month, and I'm just documenting the journey. So as you can see here, we accepted a couple of agency clients that are currently white labeling and selling our AI SEO tool, but for us, we're also selling it ourselves. So as you can see, we range anywhere from 1.5K to making 3K per day on Stripe notifications. So in this video, I'm going to cover a couple of pillars. So you'll have a full end-to-end solution on how to actually scale to 10K per month in the next 30 days. So number one is niche selection. Number two is offer creation. What offers actually do local contractors and local businesses want? Number three is how to actually find clients that you could close. Number four is talking about the sales, objection handling. Number five is the fulfillment side. What service do I actually need to fulfill for the client once they pay? Number six is how to scale up, how to outsource everything so you could be on a beach in Bali or in Thailand. So number one is the niche selection. So this is super crucial. So you need to find a niche that's actually rich, aka selling high ticket. So examples of this could be med spas, could be solar, HVAC, hardscapers, flooring, pest control. The list goes on and on. There's probably a couple of million local contractors and local businesses that are high ticket. So it doesn't matter what niche you select, as long as they're high ticket, you only need one additional job that you get them per month for them to actually justify paying you however much that you charge for a monthly retainer. On top of that, don't really think too hard about this. Just pick a niche and go directly into it. Understand the lingo of the niche, the type of current process they're using to generate leads and appointments, and then just go after it. One of my buddies was a photographer, and one thing that he mentioned is he wants to target photographers, but I was like, do you like money better, or do you actually like photography? He said, I'd rather have money so I can have the freedom in order to travel the world and work wherever. So I just gave him HVAC, and he started an HVAC company, and he's scaling up to 50, 100K per month at the moment. Number two is talking about offer creation. So the main thing with local businesses and local contractors is all businesses love money. They love to make money. They love to make an ROI on their investment. So you need to create an offer that directly makes them money. So whether it's more leads through the door, whether it's more appointments through the door, and whether it's more closed jobs through the door. The end goal for all local businesses whenever they're investing in a service is just having more revenue for their business. On top of that, if you're familiar with Alex Hormozy, how you need to handle it is sometimes if a lead, I would say 20% or 15 to 20% of the time, they're going to be a lay down close. They're going to sign up no matter what, but probably 80%, 70 to 80% of the time, they're going to need some risk reversal because they've been burnt in the past. And then 10% of the time, you're probably never going to close those prospects, no matter how good at sales you are. So you need to add a risk reversal. Hormozy style is like, or you don't pay, or we work for free until you hit XYZ result. So that's the risk reversal that you need in your offer to make it very suitable and stand out in the market. Example offers that we have is AI SEO, which is essentially what we do here at Lead Oracle AI. It's a proprietary software that I created. Or example offer could be like Facebook ads, AI CRM, plus an AI dialer that has an AI appointment setter that automatically books in an appointment. So all of this is tied into just getting more leads, more appointments, and more closed jobs for the local business that signed up with you. So you need to create an offer that actually makes them more money. So that's the main thing with offer creation. Number three pillar is how to actually find the client. So a lot of you probably search up on YouTube and you're still watching a lot of different YouTube videos about cold calling, cold emailing, but in order to hit 10K per month in the next 30 days, as soon as humanly possible, you need to do paid ads if you want results ASAP. The main thing is the ad is very simple. I'll show in the next slide, but basically have a simple text creative. You can create it on Canva, calling out the audience, a simple text offer, and then leads pipe into a CRM, or you have SMS and email automations. And then you can either have them self-book them themselves into the calendar or have appointment setter book them in if they don't self-book themselves. So I'll show you what the ad kind of looks like in terms of actually getting qualified people in the door. And here's very simple, right? Med spa owners get free unlimited leads from Google, no ad spend, no contracts, no BS, no expensive retainers, click below. So with this, a lot of times is you need to call out and understand your market. So chances are they're probably working with another market agency in the past or they got burned. So you need to call out that we're not going to charge an expensive retainer, and there's also no ad spend associated with it and no contracts. Right? So just knowing your target audience, for the most part, they probably worked with the market agency before. So we want to put ourselves in a position where they don't see us as another marketing agency if we are selling AI solutions to them. So it's very simple. Just throw this up on Facebook. You'll get leads at anywhere from $5 to $25 per lead just with this creative alone, depending on what you sell. And number 3 pillar is how to find clients, but in terms of the system side. So whenever you have the Facebook ad, it'll redirect them through either a lead form, which they can fill it directly natively on Facebook, where they'll either self-book a call, or you'll have your appointment setter book in a call. If you're just starting out, go ahead and just have them pipe in directly into the calendar and then have them self-book themselves. So you'll have a simple landing page, which is essentially just a headline, a VSL, a calendar, or a call to action and a calendar. Very simple. And then after they fill that out, it'll redirect them into a video confirmation VSL, which essentially in that VSL, you just tell them, very excited to meet you. Here's how to add the call to your calendar so they don't no-show. And then also tell them that if they no-show the call, they're not able to rebook. So with Facebook ads, no-show is a big problem. So you need to increase and set the frame before the call so nobody actually no-shows you. And the email sequence before booking, you need to handle all of the pre-objections that might come up in their head from the time that they book in to the time of the call. So a couple things of that is like, why should you trust us? How we're different from XYZ agency, and then why their business is stuck, any case studies that you have. So you need an email every 3 to 4 hours across 6 to 12 different emails. This is following the Jeremy Haynes hammer them strategy, where essentially you just keep hammering them with content so they're familiar once they get onto the call. So it's a lot easier to close because they're educated in terms of what your company does, and then just driving their pain point the entire time in the emails. And then on top of that, you need a call reminder with case studies. So it's 24 hours, 4 hours, and 1 hour before. We also do 15 minutes before, just reminding them, here's a Zoom link, and here's what time it is, and then a couple case studies in that call reminder. So you don't want to just send a call reminder 24 hours, 4 hours, or 1 hour before with just a reminder. You need to add value so actually get them to open up that email. And number 4, pillar 4 is about sales. So sales is probably going to be the biggest limiter in your business. When I first started Aquascale Agency, what happened was I probably took anywhere from 25, 50, if not 100 calls before I was able to close a single client. One thing with that is I just didn't understand the psychology behind what sales is. I was a software engineer, so we're not used to talking to people and trying to convince them to buy something. So one thing with sales, the mind frame you need to have is you need to be a therapist, not a salesman. Because salesmen, a lot of people don't like salesmen for a reason, right? Because one thing is that they'll be pushy on the sale. They'll raise the sales resistance. And once you raise the sales resistance, the whole deal is done. So the structure of the call will generally be on Zoom. So what you have is a discovery portion, the prospecting questions. 80% of the call is going to be spent during this time. And what you need to discuss in the prospecting and discovery phase is the past, the present, and the future. That's the only 3 things you need to understand. So what solutions have they tried in the past? Why did it fail? How did they get burnt? And then why did they decide to leave the XYZ agency? Or why are they currently looking into a new method? And that's why we transition into the present. So what solutions are they currently looking into? And then why is now the time that they need to look into these solutions? And then that generally flows into the future. So what is the end goal of the business? And then tying it back to how their past and their present is currently stopping them without our current solution. So in the entire time, you could add, whenever you ask the questions, just listen to what the prospect is saying in terms of their pain points. once they list the pain point of they get burned in an agency and pass, usually I just store that. And then I think of the next question to ask immediately. And then keep going down that one path until they really reveal what they're even kind of looking for. They've been burned by agencies in the past, but for the next agency, what would fill all the criteria of us moving forward today? So after that, once we discover all the pain points and we have no more questions to ask and we understand exactly what they're kind of looking for, we need to go into the pitch. So the pitch is around 10% of the call is going to be spent here. It's a very fast pitch. As long as we tailor the pitch to their pain points, if they say they got burned in the past, show them how we're different. Or let's say they're currently not generating leads online, and show them why generating leads online will grow their business. So we need to tie all of that in the pitch, and then also tie in the future. So we do XYZ, so you can get to that 2 to 4 jobs per month mark. Does that make sense? And then getting a tie down during the pitch is very important as well. A simple tie down would be something like, from a scale to 1 to 10, where 1 is I want to get off the phone right now, and 10 is I want to sign up right now, where are you currently at? Just so I could answer any questions that might come up. If they say 7, go ahead and just ask them, and what would that make that 10 for you? And then we need to pre-handle that, get a tie down before we even get to the closing objection handling. Or else, if we don't do a good job in the discovery and the prospecting, understanding pain points, and then also the pitch, we're going to get a lot of objections whenever it comes to the closing portion. So once you get a closing portion, just say your price, stay silent, and don't try to justify the price. There's only 3 objections that might come up. Everything else is a smokescreen. It's either trust, money, or logistics. Trust will be anything like, I need to think about it, I have a sparser partner that needs to know, or send me more info via email. Money is like, I don't have the money right now. And then logistics is we're currently moving locations, and we're currently moving, the family's moving, whatever, XYZ. So let's go into the objection handling. Trust is going to be 60% of the time. You come in from cold Facebook ads, they're not going to trust you, even with however much content you're currently nurturing them with. So let's say we get the I need to think about it, or I need to talk to my spouse or partner. How do we handle that objection? So the first thing you need to ask is, that's not a problem. So whenever you go do talk to your partner tonight, what is that one thing that he might be thinking about that would stop us from moving forward? And then you say, oh yeah, no, he'll be all right with it, right? So we need to see if it's a smokescreen. Of the reason why we ask this question is, for the most part, if they bring up whatever their partner's thinking, it's actually they're thinking of it right now. And then a follow-up question could be something like, and if he says no, what would you do? Would you still move forward? Just to get the tie down, right? And if he says, oh yeah, if he says no, I'll still move forward. Then we know that he's actually the decision maker. And that's when we go deeper into the objection handling. And then another objection would be, send me info to my email. You could just reply, yeah, that's not a problem. I could send an email, but I guess like what information were you kind of looking for, just so I know what to attach in that email. And then they'll mention something like price, testimonial, stuff like that. And then we need to handle that and basically just kind of route them through that everything we discuss in this call, and trying to help them in making a decision. It's like, what else can I help you in this call to understand your situation so we can move forward today? 35% of the time it's going to be money. So I don't have the money. They're going to say that. So you could mention something like, I guess money aside, would you be 100% in? Just to see if they're 100% in. And then money, for the most part, if it's a 1-year plan, you could divide it up into 3 months, 6 months, whatever, and we could solve that. But if they're not 100% sold on the product and money is the big thing, right? If they're not sold on the product, it doesn't matter how much the money is. Like, they don't really care. They're not willing to invest. They don't trust in us. But if the main thing is the money of the payment side, we can always solve that. Logistics, it's going to be 5% of the time. It's very rare. We're moving locations, logically handle it and say, we could get this all spun up. So even at your next location, we already have leads coming in the door by the time you move to the next location. Just logically handle that objection. It won't come up that often. For the most part, you need to drill in the trust and the money objection. And then in terms, pillar 5 is the fulfillment side. So a very easy offer to sell is the ads plus CRM. So essentially you use ChatGPT to generate AI images. For Facebook ads, I'll have a video attached down below where we generate AI ads for local contractors. And then for the CRM side, you could just copy our CRM snapshot for client fulfillment. I'll attach it in the school community, and you could basically just like import it, load it, and then your clients are good to go. And then number 2, you could do ads plus AI dialer or AI appointment setter to scheduling appointments plus the CRM. So it's just adding the auto appointment setting on top of that. And then the last thing, what we saw at Lead Oracle, is basically AI SEO. It's fully automated. Once you have a new client, you onboard them in 2 to 3 minutes, and then the AI SEO just automatically runs in the background. So essentially what the tool does is it'll create 2,000 to 3,000 service pages for every single service in every single city that the local business is in. So that way, even if we were to rank 50 or 100, they have a lot more leads, a lot more appointments, a lot more closed jobs. So shameless plug, get Lead Oracle AI. I'll attach a link down below where you can schedule a call with us to see if we're a good fit. But number 6 is scale. So here is a lot of pitfalls that a agency might run into. One thing is they're doing everything. So it's more so of a glorified job for them. And one thing you need to do is you need to learn how to be an operator and not actually doing everything at your business. So in terms of the ordering of hiring priority, number 1, you need to hire out the admin work. So it's day-to-day tedious stuff, whether it's cleaning email lists, whether it's replying to leads, whether it's something like that, you need to hire that out ASAP, because even if it's 5 minutes a day or 10 minutes a day, it takes away from your day-to-day workflow of actually scaling your company. Number 2 is the appointment setter. So in this case is they'll call the leads that didn't self-book to qualify and schedule them in. So that way we're utilizing all of our ad dollars and not leaving anything on the table. So number 3 is the closer. This is pretty logical. They'll take the sales calls and you close them. And don't hire a closer if you can't train them. So you need at least 10 to 25 closes under your belt, and then have them recorded. So whenever a closer comes on board, you'll have a daily sales sync where you can train them, but also that they could review how you're currently selling, what the prospecting kind of looks like, the pitch, and also the closing portion. Number 4 is the media buyer if you want to run Facebook ads for your clients. So they'll run them for your clients and also yourself. And then the last thing is the operations or systems manager. So they'll manage the day-to-day workflow of your entire team. They'll make sure everything is operating well, and then they'll build scalable KPI systems and tracking and management of that. So you need to know your numbers while you're scaling to 10K per month in the next 30 days, so you can get the numbers of like how you're currently delegating ad spend and which ad is actually converting. So at our company, we use Hyros. If you're interested, we could, I'll attach a link down in the description, but Hyros is very good and top notch in the current market. So that's all. What happens after you follow all of those pillars is you hit 10K per month in the next 30 days. I say you could hit 10K per month in the next 30 days, but this all depends on your current mindset, right? You could keep on watching YouTube videos just like this. It gives you free value, but if you actually don't take action, I've talked to a lot of beginner agency owners and they just don't take the action. They don't have enough reps to actually scale to 10K per month, right? They're either doing 5 cold DMs a day, or they're running $2 or $5 a day in Facebook ad spend. They expect to hit 10K per month, but that's not how the universe works. You need enough inputs into your business so the output will come. It's never dependent on luck. The universe is not willing to reward undeserving people. As long as you have enough inputs, enough sales calls, you're going to hit 10K per month pretty easily. And that's all you need in order to hit that 10K per month in the next 30 days. You just need the amount of inputs. So if you're interested, you could go ahead and join our school community. So essentially, this is a free community at the moment. We might charge for it later on. But in the classrooms, we have a couple of courses. There's some free courses. There's also paid courses for everybody that's currently white labeling our AI SEO tool. But you could join our free school community. And if you're interested in kind of getting a blueprint of everything I discussed, like how to actually run the ads, how to actually handle the sales objections, and then also having a weekly call, a group call where I can answer any questions that you might have, you could go ahead and click the link down below and schedule a call with my team. But this is only if you're serious and you actually want to hit 10K per month in the next 30 days. Essentially, we'll just give you our entire system that we're currently running to actually sell Lead Oracle AI. We'll also give you the ads, the sales script, and the objections, and how to hire out a team, and then also having the fulfillment side just completely done for you. You onboard a client, takes 2 or 3 minutes, and then your client is good to go. So I'll attach that link down in the description. I hope to see you in the next video, and I hope to see you at 10K per month in the next 30 days or so. I'll catch you in the next video.